lot of the speakers have talked about the issues facing the Baluch and the occupation of Balochistan. So I would not like to repeat the oft-repeated pain and suffering that comes to international centers. What troubles me is the lack of response in European capitals and in North America to the issues that affect a group of people who most parliamentarians and congressmen think are too far away, are not worthy of their concern. If 100 people die in Balochistan and 10 die in Kiev, I can assure you the 100 people in Balochistan couldn't and wouldn't matter. The 10 in Kiev will be the front page news in every newspaper, including South Asian, African, European. These are the challenges that we face, in that we suggest to you that the Baluch are children of a lesser God. And their suffering for the last 65 years as an occupied territory doesn't even appear as a blip on the screen, even at a time when East Timor and Eritrea have got freedom and America has delivered Kosovo out from the underbelly of Serbia, and now Crimea is going to be another state. But no one talks of Balochistan's occupation, a country that has existed for 5,000 years. And therefore I'd like you, those of you who live in this city or represent organizations or NGOs or represent governments, to understand something as to what exactly is Pakistan up to in Balochistan. You all know that Pakistan's nuclear testing takes place in Pakistan, in Balochistan. You all know or might not know that the port of call at the entrance of the Straits of Hormuz is a city called Gwadar, which is today a Chinese armed military submarine base where Pakistan's small tactical nuclear forces are based that hope to use naval boats to deliver 50 to 60 kiloton missiles on land-based wars. But what we don't know is that Pakistan has a nuclear program, ostensibly is targeted at India, in which no missile further than 1,500 kilometers will be needed. But Pakistan is developing two types of intercontinental and mid-range missiles that you need to be cognizant of, especially the members of parliament over here and observers. The first is the Shaheen 3, which goes to 4,500 kilometers. Tell me, sir, if a missile launched from the land of Balochistan, draw a compass as to what is 4,500 kilometers in that range. I suggest to you that Jerusalem and Tel Aviv are one. But the other missile that is now under development is called the Taimur, named after Taimur Lane, the world's worst mass killer, who in his single lifetime reduced the world's population by 7%. The Taimur nuclear missile of Pakistan military has a range of 7,000 kilometers, which puts Geneva, Brussels, London and Paris in its crosshairs. So if there are any European parliamentarians or North American politicians or NGO executive directors who right now do not think that Balochistan merits concern, may I suggest to you that the land that gave us the birth of Al-Qaeda and Taliban today is a nuclear-armed rogue state in which not even the Pakistanis can identify who runs the country. It is the tragic state in which the Prime Minister of the country has to beg mercy from the Taliban to allow him to go around to have his cabinet meetings, whose cabinet ministers in negotiating with Al-Qaeda speak for Al-Qaeda, who have the ability to take $2 billion a year from the United States of America and pass it on to the Taliban, who have ended up killing Canadian, American and NATO troops. But at a time when you can bribe any ambassador and put him on your payroll if he has served Saudi Arabia or Pakistan, and I'm talking of at least 9 identified former ambassadors who served the Pakistan ISI as consultants. I suggest to you that saving Balochistan is not just the right of the Baluch, it is imperative for your future survival. If you wish human civilization to continue to exist, then you have to make sure that Balochistan is created as an independent, secular, liberal state that wants to join the family of nations and that doesn't come to the UNHCR to dictate terms and justify the abhorrent treatment of women, gays, blacks in our society, in a city like Geneva. I will conclude just by suggesting to you, please note, it is not in the interest of the Baluch that you should support Balochistan. It is in your own interest and the interest of your grandchildren, who will not forgive you if you let these nuclear hordes that run Islamabad and the Taliban and Al-Qaeda get away with this. Thank you very much.